When I make something, I'm very clear with what I want. I want it to feel different. I want it to feel distinct. I want it to have pleasure and joy and kind of an emotive quality there. I'm not that interested in making pictures that look cool or anything. I just want to make pictures that give people a sense of delight or joy. The first big commission I got was a Liberty fabric that was animals wearing clothes. I drew flamingo and I put some socks on the flamingo, and the zebra. The zebra was the first one. It was black and white, so I added some red spectacles. So there's got to be a gag, I think, or a joke or a bit of joy in there. Otherwise, it's not interesting to me. I tend to work by hand. My pictures are hand drawn. I'm self-taught, so they're sometimes a little clumsy, but I'd prefer them to be clumsy and feel like they've come from a pencil or a paintbrush that I've held in my hand than something on a computer. I didn't go to art school, but it would be wrong to say that no one ever taught me a couple of very useful things. So I had an amazing art teacher when I was at school. And actually, I always seek out people to learn from. You don't need to go to a prestigious institution to find that. You just need to be able to listen well, I think. I think the most important thing for me when I was little, I had loads of bedtime stories. So my dad would read me lots of bedtime stories, and they were always about faraway places. My mother's Indian, so I'd always think about this other land, this other place, which is meant to be partially my home. So imagination was just a huge part of everything. I'm really drawn to very basic materials like wood or cardboard or little scratchy end bits of paper. My brushes are not expensive. Some of them are my granny's old brushes. The idea of things having to be perfect anyway is, I think, a really self-destructive feeling for me personally. I think fabrics are probably what I like the best because they can go on the lining of someone's suit or in their suitcase or on their shirt. You can make things which actually travel. I like it when I see people wearing something that I've made. And then not telling them that I made it. Creativity is just it's a habit. I basically don't think that it's this kind of golden shining thing that is separate from everything else. It's like I don't think art and science and sport and anything like that really belong apart. I think creativity is sort of what brings them all together. It's just an approach to thinking about things. I don't think it's enough to think that you're talented and just leave it at that. When I was teaching, you'd realise in a class of 30, you might get one very, very, very intelligent, advanced child in some ways. But it's not so rare. If you think about how there are 6 billion people in the world, 7 billion people in the world. So if you do the maths and you would think about, were you the smart child in your school? Yeah, I was. Or were you the smart child in your class? Yeah. Was I the artistic child in my class? Yes. It doesn't really mean much in the wider scheme of things. You can't rest on that. You've got to combine your skills and your talents with other things, with actions, with a plan, with a bit of generosity. You've got to really use what you've got. I am OK David, and so far I'm a writer, an illustrator, fabric designer, and an artist. Cut.